In the quaint village of Whispering Pines, nestled at the foot of a sprawling mountain range, an air of mystery lingered. The villagers often spoke in hushed tones about the caverns that honeycombed the mountains, known for their peculiar acoustics. Rumors of strange melodious sounds and whispers emanating from the depths had been a part of village lore for generations. 12-year-old Ivy, known for her insatiable curiosity, had always been fascinated by these tales. Despite her mother's warnings, she often found herself gazing towards the mountains, her imagination alight with possibilities. Ivy longed to uncover the truths hidden within those echoing chambers. One crisp autumn morning, Ivy overheard a group of villagers discussing a recent anomaly. They spoke of a melody, different from the usual eerie whispers, that seemed to beckon them towards the caverns. Their fear was palpable, but to Ivy, it sounded like an invitation. Armed with a torch, a notebook, and her adventurous spirit, Ivy set out towards the mountains. The path, blanketed with golden leaves, crunched under her boots as she approached the cavern's entrance. A cool breeze carrying faint harmonic notes caressed her face, urging her forward. As she stepped into the cavern, the outside world seemed to fade away. The walls of the cavern reverberated with soft musical echoes, creating an otherworldly ambience. With a deep breath, Ivy ventured deeper, her heart racing with excitement and a touch of fear. Deeper into the cavern, Ivy found the walls adorned with ancient paintings and symbols. The dim light from her torch revealed scenes of people, much like the villagers, gathered around a mysterious glowing orb. These images seemed to tell a story of reverence and awe. As she moved forward, the melodies grew stronger, guiding her through winding passages. Each turn revealed more of the cavern's secrets, from crystal-clear underground lakes to vast chambers where the echoes transformed into harmonious choruses. In a large domed chamber, Ivy discovered the source of the melody, a crystal formation pulsating with a soft, radiant light. The crystals, arranged in a circular pattern on the cavern floor, seemed to be the heart of the cavern, their light dancing in sync with the melody. Curiosity overpowering her caution, Ivy approached the crystal formation. She noticed that each crystal emitted a different note, and together they created the enchanting melody that had drawn her here. It was as if the cavern itself was alive, singing a song of the ages. As she reached out to touch the nearest crystal, a sudden rush of images and emotions flooded her mind. Visions of the past, people celebrating, dancing, and singing around these very crystals, filled her thoughts. It was a glimpse into the cavern's history, a connection to a time long forgotten. Overwhelmed by the visions, Ivy staggered back, her mind reeling with the revelations. The connection she felt to the cavern and its history was profound, as if she were part of a legacy stretching back centuries. The crystal's glow seemed to acknowledge her presence, intensifying slightly. Regaining her composure, Ivy began to record her observations in her notebook. She sketched the crystals, the ancient paintings, and wrote down her interpretations of the visions. A theory began to form in her mind. These caverns were more than geological wonders. They were a bridge to the village's ancestral past. As she ventured further, the cavern revealed a series of smaller chambers, each with its own unique crystal formations. Some chambers had crystals that emitted warm, soothing tones, while others resonated with notes that were sharp and invigorating. Each room was an orchestra of natural beauty. In one chamber, Ivy found a crystal unlike any other. It was larger, its surface etched with intricate symbols that matched those in the paintings. This crystal did not sing like the others. Instead, it pulsed with a deep, resonant hum that seemed to beckon Ivy closer. Touching this crystal, Ivy felt a surge of energy and a clear message. The crystals needed to be protected. She understood that they were not just geological formations, but sacred guardians of history and culture. It was a responsibility that she felt compelled to accept and share with her village. Filled with a newfound purpose, Ivy retraced her steps, eager to share her discovery. The journey back seemed shorter, as if the cavern itself was guiding her. With each step, her mind buzzed with plans on how to protect and honor this hidden treasure. Upon exiting the cavern, The brightness of the outside world momentarily blinded her. She blinked against the sunlight, feeling a strange mix of reluctance to leave and urgency to act. The fresh pine-scented air of Whispering Pines welcomed her back to reality. Ivy rushed to the village center, gathering the elders and her friends. Her excitement was palpable as she recounted her adventure, showing them the sketches and explaining her visions. The villagers listened with a mix of skepticism and awe, the old stories they had heard now given new life. The elders, intrigued by Ivy's discoveries, agreed to visit the caverns with her the next day. They were cautious but curious, recognizing the importance of preserving their heritage. Ivy felt a surge of pride and anticipation at the thought of being their guide. That night, Ivy lay awake, her thoughts racing with possibilities. She envisioned a future where the caverns were not just a source of mystery, but a place of learning and connection with the past. A place where the melodies of the crystals would resonate not just in the caverns, but in the hearts of her people. The next morning dawned clear and bright, as Ivy led the elders and a few selected villagers to the caverns. Their journey was filled with a sense of reverence and curiosity. The elders, once skeptical, now carried an air of solemnity, sensing the significance of this expedition. Inside the caverns, the elders were visibly moved by the crystal formations and the ancient paintings. The melodies, now familiar to Ivy, seemed to welcome them. As they explored, the elders shared stories of their ancestors, weaving a rich tapestry of folklore and history. In the chamber with the large etched crystal, the elders held a quiet council. They agreed that these caverns were a sacred part of their heritage and needed protection. Ivy listened, her heart swelling with pride, as they discussed ways to preserve and honor this newfound legacy. The villagers decided to establish a guardian group, led by Ivy, to protect the caverns. Educational visits would be organized, and the stories of the crystals would be passed down through generations. Ivy's dream of making the caverns a living part of their culture was becoming a reality. As the group left the caverns, Ivy took one last look at the glowing crystals. She felt a deep connection to her village and its history, a bond strengthened by the echoing melodies of the caverns. With a smile, she stepped out into the sunlight, ready to embrace her role as a guardian of the past and a bridge to the future.